Oi, oi, oi. What's going on? Hey, Googly. What's going on, lads? Oh, I forgot the fucking. Now I gotta go for another walk. I'll be right back. Oi. No. Smells good. So, oh, when I turn YouTube on, I see uh, Red Pill Community. I think it's called Fresh and Fit, or the channel. It's like him and two other dudes or something. They run a channel where they talk to women and they tell them how dirty they are and slutty they are, and that they should have done better. And then they talk about what a man is and what men do. And then today, basically, the dude's just a hypocrite. He's not even a man. He got a chick pregnant, told her to have an abortion because he was too lazy to use a condom. Fucking idiot. How does he think that was going to play with the years of his channel and his content telling everyone that they should be responsible? And here he is doing this shit. So his channel will be gone. Won't be coming back, I doubt it. Hey, Rasta. You see, Israel agreed to setting up a new camp for Palestinians, and allowing aid. Yeah, really. It's just they're only doing that so they know where to bomb next, aren't they? Yeah. Wherever we grow these people, put the food and put the people that don't want to fight, that's where Israel will go and bomb. But the Hamas. It's 10,000 a month. They killed 40,000 people so far. 40,000. Well, that was last time I looked. It's probably more. 40,000. There's only at the start of this conflict. Remember, there's only 10,000 Hamas. Who are you killing then, bro? Huh? Benny's in trouble. Benny's got the United States government trying to overthrow him. They're backing his opposition because they want him out of power because he won't do what they tell him to do. Good way to piss the USA off, isn't it? Get in the fucking thing, you poker. It's your job. You meant to poke it. Not meant to get stuck. Just poke the fucker. God damn it. I'm gonna have to go pump some water in this thing. I'll be back. Maybe Biden administration, maybe there's some people in there, maybe, but the actual in the government, I mean, because the actual people, like their own media and the way they cover stories has turned the American people against Israel. The American civilians, the actual Americans, government aren't American, but the actual Americans, they're starting to get a bit pissed off with this shit. Did you know that they supply so many bombs? If they stopped supplying the bombs within 3 days, Israel would run out. That's how shitty Israel's defense industry is. SC. So right now, China is trying to build a USA. China is trying to build themselves a place where Lockheed and fucking Boeing and places like the military industrial complex, they want one for themselves because they see how America use it. Oh, our country's going to shit. Oh, let's go fight somebody. Now we're rich again. Or our country's going to shit. Let's go fight somebody. Oh, the debt's not as high as it used to be because now we just put everyone in jobs and made weapons. So China want that as well. Good luck. But yeah, apparently that's what they're trying to build. Did you know that Taiwan, the government of Taiwan, like say I don't know how it's put together. I didn't have a good look. But say they got like a Senate and a Congress or whatever, right? Their leader, say it's a prime minister or president, I don't know what they fucking do. That dude is warning everyone, stay the fuck away from China. We should be with the US. His government, like China, China might not even have to fight to get Taiwan. Taiwan might just fucking go over there. That's weird. I didn't realize how many government people like China in Taiwan. And again, doesn't matter what the people want, because it works out. Government gets what they want. So there's 380 million Americans, majority of which don't want this war, this conflict, but it hasn't stopped, has it? Because Biden wants it to keep going. They're United States of America. They stop whatever the hell they want to fucking stop, bro. There is no real war until we stop buying stuff off our enemy. They're not real wars. When we're dying, civilians are dying from each country dying, and the government's conducting trade and talks. That's not a war. It's bullshit. War means no one traded nothing. You're taking shit. But why would you give your enemy money so they can build more weapons? What would be the point in this? So you can have a fair fight or fight longer or something. I don't know. People are dumb, bro. Really fucking dumb. Hook. You guys would have heard of Flagrant. The whole opinion on Israel, this conflict, and the Jewish people is just changing dramatically. They don't get Benny out, the world will end up hating them again. And people might want to compare America, Iraq, the Iraq wars with what's going on there. But the Americans went in there and they demolished the fucking joint, and they took it over. They didn't just sit back and bomb all the fucking civilians. They went in there, risking the biscuit. I'm pretty sure they're a bit more better armed than Palestine too, the Iraqis. But they were. What a bed. Any conflict can breed what people call a terrorist. It depends how much you love your family, isn't it? Family and your friends and your country. Look at the kamikazes, the divine wind soldiers that sit inside a torpedo and drive it into a ship. That's not brainwash. That's someone got to do what you got to do. There's no homing devices at that time, or they're basically shit at that time. I remember watching footage in World War II. I was shooting these fucking missiles out of a plane, and no, off the side of it, off the side of the plane, and a dude would sit in it, looking out a window, and I'm like, what the fuck's hanging off the back of it? And it's this string. It's not a string, it's a wire. A wire, a wired missile. He had a missile that he could steer, and it had a wire hooking it up to the plane. You know how long that fucking wire was? And that terrorist is a weird word, bro, because terrorist is just another man's freedom fighter. You know? I hate that fucking word. When you are prepared to do whatever it takes to win, you will throw terrorism, the whole word out the window. I'm not a fucking terrorist, bro, but I'll do what it takes. And we do that shit. We never call ourselves terrorists. We call ourselves terrorists when we fucking firebomb fucking Berlin. We call ourselves terrorists when we blow innocent cunts up. No. Fighting the fucking good fight. Rasta going live at 9. Everyone's a terrorist, Goog, if you want to use that definition. Anyone who's not on our side would consider us terrorists. Just like people aren't on our side, they're terrorists. It's a stupid word, bro. Get rid of it. We just go back to war crime. That's all. We'll just stick with that one. War criminal, war crime. Don't worry about terrorists. It's a word designed that when you hear it, we can forgo all formalities and rights and rules of a human and war and do whatever we want to kill them because they're terrorists. Emotions. People get caught so hard up in them emotions, bro. Yeah? A couple of words, yeah, fucking yeah, and off they go. It's like, how fucking old are you? You cannot control that animal inside you. What is wrong? That is you. You have not learned to yet control yourself as an adult. You know, just let the adrenaline and fucking whatever other fucking shit's pumping take over and override your brain. Hey, Oz. Yeah, I don't know, education or emotional fucking education. I don't know. But it's weird when you see, you know, when you're a teenager growing up, right? You fucking words trigger you. Words trigger you. Motherfucker, look at you weird, triggers you. That's what you got to get rid of. When you're an adult, you don't want to be behaving like that. Violence is for a reason. It's not for fun. Although sometimes it is fun. But I don't get a boner or anything when I'm fucking fighting, but I do smile a lot. I don't know why. Just had it pointed out to me. Why are you smiling? I don't know. I think because I'm learning, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be a weird time. Weird. This whole thing, Biden and Israel, he needs to get that done before the election, too. That's this year, isn't it? 5 months. And they have an election, I think. Because it's going to be a different. It's going to be a different game when Trump gets in. I doubt Trump's going to talk with him like Biden is. Trump will want to look good for the people. He'll want to cement something for his people, whatever he's told him that he wants to do. And he'll basically want whoever's in charge there to play ball to make him look good. And I think he'll do a bit more pressure than what Biden's prepared. Like Trump will just go, look, you do it or I just cut you off. You know, like whatever it is that he wants, he's got a different way of dealing to get it. So I don't know where it's going to go. You know, fucking, they might overthrow Benny before then. Who knows? Google and Rasta sitting in a tree. I don't know. You think Trump will do the diplomatic thing, or he'll just do basically what he, just do an ultimatum, pick a side, and just back it and run with it? The internet or YouTube also, or my feed anyway, has on it Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Deadpool 3, number 3. Apparently, fucking, he's having some issues. He came up with a character for a joke in the movie. So they're going to different universes or something. This is how Hugh Jackman's character comes back, because it's not the one that died or whatever. It's a different, another universe or something, right? And in one of these universes, it's Wolverina, because he's a chick, or she. In that universe, Wolverine's a chick. Uh, Disney ran with it and started writing a story to bring her into the end battle and make her an actual character in the MCU, or is it Marvel Comics? Yeah, it's MCU, yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. You come up with a joke and they want to make a whole character out of it. So, oh, it's a chick. Let's make a whole movie. He was just making a joke. So I don't know if there's going to be a movie now. But YouTube will let me know. How weird is that at Disney? I'll be back. Wait. A link. Hey, Marky Mark. Wait.
Yeah, mate, talking to yourself, mate. Sound like Hooky having a rant about something that doesn't make sense. None of it. It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense in the world, PTP. Nothing.
Nah. You wake up, you put your head up for a minute and have a look around, and you're like, what the fuck?
Lay back down for another 20 years. Get back up, see how it all looks.
I didn't know that shit about Taiwan. Fucking the parts of their government are pro China. That mainly it's their current leader who's anti China, pro America. See, they Taiwan complained the other day saying that China, it might be China. China has normalized crossing their border.
Whose border?
It's normal. Taiwan's border. China's normalized crossing Taiwan's border, doing flyovers and shit.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. Have a drumstick, then the brain starts ticking. Watching that file with the lights on.
See, we're all happy with China again.
Look at that apple man.
We just got a $4 billion wine deal with them.
I like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Can I have it if you think you're funny when you're mad? Try hard to smile, I won't feel bad. I'm the kind of guy laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, we assume will. You know that song?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the
One
name.
week since you looked at me.
Get their fucking name. More pipes I have, the less I remember about the world.
All right. You can go back to like when you were just first born, mate. Theoretically. Saying. If you walk back through time, PTP, you turn back time, the clock. Well, not, better yet, just, turn back. Turn back.
I think time might not even be real. Time might be something that we made up.
Of course we made up time. It's merely a measurement. We're just measuring something, really.
You
How
still
long?
got some people. You still got some people who say, "Nah, time is a thing." But when they look back and seen that the universe wasn't what they thought if they get rid of time, then they don't have to explain how much time it takes for the universe to build itself. There was no time, so it doesn't matter.
I was looking up these things about Smurfs today. I even did a little video, but I didn't put it out. A rant about Smurfs, right? Do you know what Smurfs really are, don't you? Do you remember when we were young in the 80s and 70s, right? I'm pretty sure in the 70s as well. Not that I remember that far back. But they used to have storks that would bring babies. They taught people that babies came by storks.
Oh yeah, cartoons when we were growing up had the stork in it.
All right. So where this came from, this is in fact a modern day thing as well. See, the idea, and with Smurfs, is there's no mummy and daddy Smurfs, right? They get actually brought by storks, and there's also within that there's the story of the seven sins. You got, greedy Smurf, you got vanity Smurf, vain Smurf, all of the Smurfs, right? So it's biblical, and also if you look at the guy Gargamel and his cat Azrael, right? That's another biblical term. And if you look at all of the Smurfs, out of all of the Smurfs, when you can see their hair, they're all blonde and red hair, and Jewish. They're Jewish, right? They're blondes with blue, right? Being the thing. And there was a Smurf that Gargamel made, but they had black hair.
I was going to say there was one with black hair.
Yeah, that's Gargamel's one. That's the bad Smurf. But Gargamel is actually the good guy. Gargamel is actually the guy trying to get rid of the evil in the world, which are the Smurfs. The Smurfs are the evil.
He's just trying to live life.
No, it's not. He's a priest.
He's just trying to live life.
Are you telling me that you know this story? Are you just saying that, or are you saying you
I,
know the
I,
story?
I grew up watching the Smurfs, bro.
Yes, but you're okay. So you grew up watching the Smurfs that was changed by a different guy who made the
I don't
movies.
know what it is now. I only know what it
Yeah,
was when I
I'm
was
saying
young.
that yeah, but that's not the actual story of it. Right? Look at the names. Gargamel was actually a priest with Azrael, the cat, who would clean up uh, the mess. But the idea was the fact that, and look at today, no mummies and daddies. They want the whole thing, the whole Jewish situation, whole yeah, sins.
So
It's all hooked up, dude.
we're all going to turn blue.
No, maybe your eyes. I know there'll be a heap of people that'll have blue eyes, and they won't want to go near people with brown eyes because they'll think that people with brown eyes are inferior. And that's true. That's why you get blonde people. You ask them, they will only go with blonde people. It's because they're fucked in the head, mate. Sorry to say it, but that's the way it is. They think they're superior. It's a superiority thing.
I doubt all people with blonde hair and blue eyes think they're superior.
No, they wouldn't say it, but I'd say yes, they do think it, and that they would prefer to get with someone who had blue eyes and blonde hair. I've asked them before. I'm sure if you ask them, they wouldn't like to say it, but they prefer their kids to look like them. By making sure, because you only get blue eyes or green eyes a certain way. Like both your genetics have to have that chromosome, to have blue eyes. But I'm afraid to say it, but that's this whole Hitler thing's been going on forever, of where people, it's this white supremacy, not just white, it's blonde whites, it's Aryan looking motherfuckers.
I think your pool of people you asked was too small.
Nah.
Yeah. Most of my family are blonde and blue eyes, bro.
Exactly.
Married
that
to
makes sense.
Asian,
Yeah.
Aboriginals, fucking.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not a traditionalist. Your family aren't traditionalists.
That's 50 years ago they were marrying these people. 50 years ago.
Hold on, dude. I just looked at chat. Mark said Smurfs. Hold on.
There's a Smurf Wars.
Right, but that's the idea. Is okay. So I'm getting to a point here. I am getting to a point, right? Of all this, which is the philosophy of the Smurf. So I'm happy to say that I don't like Smurfs, but Smurfs is merely a philosophy. The word Smurf, right, means something else. It doesn't mean Smurf as we know it, the little blue thing. Smurfs are a type of people.
So when I was growing up, fucking, when you first watched Smurfs, you think Gargamel is the evil dude. Because, he's always fighting.
He's a good guy. No,
as you get older, and you see that the Smurfs keep going over and fucking with him, and then he just comes back to pay him back, like, the Smurfs are the little shit.
Well, blonde it's not blonde hair, blue eyes is not the most common genetic in the world. Is all I'm saying. But if most of the people you'll find blonde hair, blue eyes will be together. They will attract each other. It's just the way it works. Whether your family is or isn't, I get that. But that still wouldn't drown out the population in numbers, right? Because all yours are one side of the family anyway. It's even more so. It's even more proving my point that all of your brothers like that. They don't have to be with another one, but as a result, I'm going to guess that one of your grandparents, maybe one of them had dark hair. The rest of them all had lighter color hair, red or blonde. Either both sides must have had blonde hair and blue eyes at one of them, on both sides.
Both sides.
For you. Yeah, for you to do that. For you to have that many brothers and sisters with blonde hair, blue eyes, that's the only ratio it can happen. It's how it's bred. It's a genetic thing that only goes on if both parents have that pigmentation into the offspring. But it doesn't I'm not judging anyone with blonde hair or blue eyes. Like you guys, to me, we're all the same. I don't think you guys are like that. That's stupid. I'm just saying that there are people in the world that are favoured in society due to the whole political arrangement that is the way a judiciary system works. Blonde hair, blue eyes, you're a lot safer than someone with who's black or who is white with brown hair or dark eyes.
Any of my mates who have walked away from crime with a slap on their wrist have been an ethnicity, have been black. Any one of my mates who's white goes to jail. I watched a dude keep his license after he drove through a house, blind drunk, and tried to get away from the cops at walking pace. Cops are leaning on his window, talking to him while he's trying to drive away. If that was me or anyone other of my mates, white mates, they would just dragged him out the car, kicked the fuck out of him, cuffed him, put him in.
All right, Jeff. This means because you came out with blonde hair and blue eyes, that your father's parents, one of them was blonde hair and blue eyes. The reason you've got that is because one of them had blonde hair and blue-eyed parents. Your father had his parents, blonde hair and blue eye.
If you're not watered down too much, blonde and blue is in you anyway. It's just not a dominant thing if it didn't show up. All the genes of all the people could be inside you, but we're so inbred these days. That's why we go to Africa looking for old tribes and they have the DNA of most people inside them. But
well, that's what you're looking for in good offspring is a change of your parents' eyes. When you have two parents who have a certain color eye and your offspring has a different color eye, that's good. That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
It's not an inbred form. If we both had brown eyes, because I got brown eyes, my missus got brown eyes. But I got a daughter with blonde hair and blue eyes, and I got a son with blonde hair and blue eyes.
So if those people in Africa have a bigger DNA, a bigger gene pool or whatever, we should be actually breeding into them to try and
increase
our people.
Genetic drift. Yeah, we should. Yeah. I agree, PTP. We need to actually breed with. We need to breed with Asians and everyone. Everyone needs to be equal that way. But and that's genetic way. It's where our children might not never look that way. But when you get blonde people only dating blonde people, what you get is a serious clusterfuck. Serious clusterfuck. Mate, you chuck a blonde woman in the middle of the Middle East or India or Africa. See how long they last. They call them princesses, mate. Take them. Get themselves a princess. I know it is a strange way to see things, but the way I see it is
pretty sure they're not too freaked out by it these days. But yeah, years ago, when they've seen a blonde woman, some people it was the first time they ever seen a blonde woman, so they would walk up and touch her, like grab her hair and feel it and shit, and just stare at her and think, "What the fuck is that? Never seen one of those." Yeah, people freaked out.
And by the way, if your grandparents didn't have any of those colors of the hair, like I said, then your daddy's not your daddy. Somebody else is. Because that's the way genetics work. Which is another interesting thing. But it could, again, come from the grandfather before that. It can come down even that way, the next gen as well. But not many people in my family, on my father's side, have dark hair. They've all got reddish, blonde, reddish hair. Reddish hair, the darkest, I suppose.
We got like, at least half of them would be blonde, and then the rest would be brown and black and a couple of reds.
Anyway, so Smurf, I want to use Smurf as a metaphor.
So
You see, we could say nasty things about Smurfs, right? We could go online and say nasty things about Smurfs and not get in trouble, right? Figuratively speaking.
So they don't play the old Smurfs. They've made a new one.
Oh, they definitely don't play the old Smurfs. Oh, no. And they did have a new Smurf, a new girl, but like I said, Gargamel made that one.
Hey, hang on. Wasn't there a redhead in the Smurfs?
Yeah, he was a redhead. He was the only one with hair you could see. Yes, and he had a little sideburn.
Black hair.
No, there was. No, a redhead chick. You said.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what. Did she have pigtails? Because my missus said something about that, but I didn't look it up to see it.
Maybe he made her too. Can't remember.
No, he wouldn't have, because if she had red hair, no, the stalks sprang out. That's not the story, PTP. Gargamel only makes you see, Gargamel can only make improper one, like they aren't blonde, they are not Jewish. Right? You see what I'm saying? Gargamel can only make black Smurfs with black hair. No, he can't make blonde haired Smurfs. That's not how the story goes. You get it?
I'm gonna have to have a look at Smurfs. Fucking hell, they've fucking changed that shit up.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin it. Like before 1958, of course, we're talking like before, so what, 70, 65 years. 65, pre-65 years from now, which is around 50, 55, 58. Yeah. You'll see, you'll be like, what the fuck? Well, it's the same with all those nursery rhymes. Ring Around the Rosie.
Well, that thing was for the plague or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But they changed it. They still sing the song today, but my daughter says something else. See, I was singing it to my daughter. She goes, "That's not how it goes," and she changed the words. I can't remember what she said just a minute ago. Like before I went here to come with you, I was saying.
They still say ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Yeah, ashes. Yeah, they say ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Yeah.
Is that what they used to say?
Yeah, because they used to burn the bodies.
Ah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a tissue.
No.
They used to say a tissue. A pocket full of posies, a tissue. We all fall down. We're all dead. We have a sneeze, a tissue, a pocket full of posies. A tissue, a tissue. We all fall down, dead. Yeah. That means it's a flu, then we're dead. We get a runny nose, a ring around the rosy. You see Rosie here. Pocket full of posies, tissue. We all fall down, dead. But you might be right as well, because that's what she said. She said, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. But that must be different.
Yeah, it might be a different version. But what's that one where they rock the by baby? Even that's a fucking weird one. The cradle will fall, down will come baby, cradle and all. That's where the baby doesn't know what you're singing, though.
I heard both, says Mark. Well, we can trust Marky Mark in his marvelous Marcus words. And he says, I heard both, which means they must exist.
going on.
I'm just gonna turn my shut my door. Hear the next door neighbours.
Get somewhere.
So I'm gonna sell up some gold. It's time to sell some gold, boys.
You seen the price? Well, I haven't
Yeah.
looked in a week, but it was like
It's
2,300 US.
yeah, about that more or less. It's pretty good.
That's like probably 3,600 Australian.
That's crazy. I remember when it was 2,000 Australian. I mean, like 10 in 2010.
Yeah, I bought mine for just under 1,000 an ounce. One of them was
Yeah, okay.
1,080 because it was inside a plastic card and it's got a picture on it. So they charged me extra 85, 95 bucks.
Was that an actual coin?
No,
A bullion?
bullion, but with
Yeah.
the picture on it.
Because some of the ones with the pictures are worth more sometimes. You get a premium for them.
Yeah. I was thinking of buying some of them coins.
Well, you could get a premium. Like, if I were you, if you got that and you could sell it for more and get your premium on your gold and then get actual more physical gold for that, actual physical gold, I would. You know what I mean? Like a trade. Yeah, gold's shit, man.
I bought some gold for $93 a gram. Fucking, I don't know, about 5-6 weeks ago. That was the price. A bit higher now.
24 or 9?
Yeah. 24. Nuggets.
Most of this. Oh, okay. You got specimens, eh? Beautiful. 24. Lovely.
Most gold in Australia is 24 dug out of the ground.
No, all of it is.
Yeah,
All
so
of it's good. Yeah.
they just accept it as 24. In Canada, it's like 18.
What?
Yeah, 18,
What?
20 carat in Canada.
Nah.
They get 20 carat, they're happy. In Australia,
Yeah.
our gold out straight out the ground is more pure.
It's all pure. I don't understand how they're getting that. They must have shitty gold. I don't understand that because gold is gold. You see, the reason the gold is worth differently is probably because of how they're mixing it. You see, what decreases the value is what they're mixing with it. So as soon as they pull it out of the ground, it's always 9999. Right?
Well, I assumed that as well until I was reading up on gold just before I was buying it.
Jeez,
Yeah,
what's in it? Must be alloy.
In Australia is our gold straight out the ground is basically always been 24, so everyone just accepted it. It's going to be 24. But in Canada, it's lower. It's like 18
That's
or 20.
interesting. I never heard that. Never heard that. Dude. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's good for us.
Yeah, I've always because I've sold raw gold before. I've sold specimens. I've had big fucking rocks like this, dude. And I just fucking smash them over myself, ground them down. But nevertheless, not nuggets. I've had veins. I've had rocks with veins through it and smashing. And I got the same price. I got it as 24 karat gold. That's what I got for it. You know? Quite a bit at the time.
Yeah, I've panned small gold, fine gold, or whatever they call it. Very rarely have I found something that you'd call a nugget. But yeah, plenty of fine buying gold. Dude, just fucking driving up a highway, stopped at a river. And the river's pretty close to the road. Just did a quick pan, bang, gold. But yeah, it was ages ago. I don't know what it'd be like now. Been
Gold is
thinking
where you find it.
I've got family who metal detect, but they don't go looking for gold in the bush and stuff like that. They go down the beach.
Yeah.
I reckon you make more money going to the beach than going in the bush.
For sure. Well, I used to get mine at, if you go to parks and go when there's no one at the parks, you always find wedding rings down at the like where they push their kids on the slide on the swings.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they've always got they drop their diamond rings all the time. Pretty much, you go to 10 parks, right, and you'll probably find a ring where they do the swings, right? Because of that, they get swing, or they're around the parks where they work out a lot, where they start to lose weight, like fat people go, and then they lose their rings because they're running and they're losing weight. Another good place to look is at the cars. The same thing as cars, but people hang their hand out the car. So if you go on the medium strip, you're walking along in the middle of the road, it's better look in the gutter there in the middle of the road. It has all the little bits of shit that falls out. Diamonds and all, dude. Diamonds, fucking all sorts of shit. You don't believe, bro. Go in there and just suck that shit right up. Probably can't because, it probably does it. Sweepers go there and do it.
I always thought looking for gold would be like actual gold would be better, like in a river or a fucking mountain, something, whatever. But when I did get some metal detectors and I was looking around at what people find at the beach, someone over in Sorrento found, I think it was like 1,000 round 50-cent pieces. Someone buried them at the beach years ago or something. All stuck together from the water and that, but still fucking, yeah, still silver.
80% silver, mate.
1.3 kilos of silver.
That's exactly 1 kilo of solid silver because it's 80% silver. And that would be after smelting approximately 1 kilo of silver. That's lucky pure silver to get out of that.
Probably worth a grand, maybe 12 or 15 bucks. Something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at silver in age.
Well, I've always gone by a gram a dollar a gram. It's value.
Oh yeah, mate. I sold some silver a couple of years ago. It went up, had a spike. Doubled my money pretty much. I had some ingots, kilo ingots hanging around. Silver is like up and down, up and down, up and down. So I've been watching it back down, and when I seen where it was, I thought, I can cash in now, or I can wait years till this happens again. There are in like fucking 2008 and shit, people are saying, oh, by 2012, silver's gonna be $100 a fucking ounce or some shit. I think it hit like 30, maybe 32. So I've been to plenty of places around here where I've seen gold, found gold, just messing around, and just I've got a pan in the car. We'll have a quick look, or swimming, and you can see gold in between rocks in the bottom of the river. Got a mate who does that vacuuming thing. Wait, what? Vacuums out the crevices in the rock.
Monty.
Okay, lads.
Wait.
How are we this hour?
You see much on the tube today?
Regarding?
Oh, fucking bit of everything. You have a look around, see what's going on, or
A little. I don't try and pay not attention to too much of it, but
I always got to look. Like, I
I
won't
don't
sit
know
there
what's going on.
put me time into it, but I'll read a headline or fucking watch the banner scroll across the bottom of the screen.
yeah,
What am I
haven't watched
missing?
it yet.
What am I missing, boys? Is it about me?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
news, mate. News.
I'm just saying. I want to know what he's talking about. He said, like, talking about obviously something.
Just general news, I think. Like what's going on in the world. Right? Fucking Iran and fucking Israel on high alert. Fucking stand by to attack each other. And they've fucking, because Israel bombed the Iranian embassy in fucking Syria the other day. They've fucking US warned Israel to expect Iran to retaliate within 48 hours. And that was about, what would be probably about 24 hours ago now. So both of them were fucking severely GPS jamming over each other's country and that. So, like, if they were to launch missiles at each other, hopefully they wouldn't hit what they were aiming at because their GPS is jamming that hard.
Fucking hell, eh? See, China befriending Iran.
Yeah, China's been in there for a while. Right?
Make a little China, Iran, Russia fucking pact or something.
Yeah,
Iran's
North Korea,
okay.
that's where they've all got around their missile techs and stuff, like how Iran and fucking North Korea got around them. And the sanctions that they're on is through China and Russia.
Yeah, and the fact that India says they're neutral and just sells to everybody.
India won't share their rocket tech too much. Like, most of their rocket tech come from Russia anyway, doing joint ventures with Russia. Like fucking the BrahMos anti-ship missile, their own fucking rockets and stuff like that would have probably early on would have been Scars, but they've developed their own short-range ballistic missiles and ICBMs.
I see the Khan flew this year.
Yeah, I watched the movie and Gonki's video on it after you mentioned it when it flew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see him picking on how bad the
Airlines moved when it fucking tried to leave the ground. But they did flap a bit, mate. Like, it didn't know what it was doing, whether to pitch up or pitch down as it took off.
Yeah, it's a big movement too. Like, that was almost full fucking travel in both directions. So, whoa.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Fucking, they were in the F-35 program for a while. They helped with the engine and some other components.
Yeah, they're building parts of wings and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they got into it. So they know a little bit. They got some trained dudes. They actually were being trained in the maintenance of F-35s at the moment. They were pulling out.
Yeah, they didn't pull out. They got kicked out
Oh, yeah.
for refusing to fucking not buy that S-400 system from Russia.
Yeah.
They've been offered to come back in as long as they give up those fucking S-400 missile systems, the 2 batteries they've got, something like that, which I don't think fucking Russia will be able to give anymore anyway because of the amount they've lost and stuff like that and need to protect their own country. Russia can't fulfill the deal to India at the moment either. So the amount of batteries they bought off fucking Russia aren't being supplied. They're not even supplying the tanks, the T-90 tanks India bought from Russia.
Yeah,
And the export models showing up on the front lines of Ukraine.
yeah. No one's getting anything out of them weapons wise. There was another
No.
country as well that
I reckon that
always
embargo is starting to hit them hard as well with like the oil infrastructure that Ukraine's targeted because of the sanctions. I don't think Russia's able to fucking produce the little fucking technological parts in house to fucking replace the parts of the refineries that's been blown up.
Did you see the new Suez Canal or the new Panama Canal? Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, or fucking whatever, fucking India. You're gonna run a fucking trench from Russia down to that fucking sea next to the sea that the Suez is on.
A fat chance. They got to drain it.
They're not
Huge
100. They're not 100% on which direction they're going to go yet, but they ran a test, and it took 3 weeks for the goods to arrive at India. So they were pretty happy, and they reckon they're going to give it a go.
How are they getting it across Saudi Arabia and all that to get to the Red Sea?
Fuck. Forget how that worked.
They've got to have some idea.
They were thinking of going out. They were thinking of using the Black Sea, but they don't own that anymore. It's not secure. So that's why they went to some body of water next to Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan or Turkmenistan. Or
And that's Caspian Sea, the Caspian Sea.
Right, so they got a land route either side of it and a sea route straight through the guts of it. And then they're gonna, well, that's definitely where they're going from Russia to there, but from there down, they're not 100% on the.
Did you know? I reckon logistically, Australia is in the best position to do all of the business around the world. Like, look where we are. Like, we could Africa, the American continent, right? Asia. We've got everything right here. But we're just small. There's nothing here. It's like primitive in terms of infrastructure. You know, we need to invest. That's what we need to invest in. Future.
Sparse.
But we're also doubling our. I don't know if you guys know here recently. We're going to double our navy.
Well, yeah, the defense budget just went up from 20 billion to 39 billion. Instead
I
of,
thought it would be 139 billion.
instead of 50, well, that's 2% of our GDP or so. Like instead of 59,000 permanents, they want 80,000. Went up to 80,000.
Which fucking part of the Defence Force is going to be doing the expanding, but Air Force,
the whole lot. They already started everything in Northern Territory, top of Australia, right across. So once you reach a certain point, so about a bit over halfway, any base up there is being redone.
That's to house a lot of the Americans and the new shit that we've got. And fucking that big house out of the weather.
So that's the beginning of this new budget. But yeah, the goal is to increase by another 30-odd thousand or 21,000. But yeah.
Well, how many's in the Navy anyway, full time? Because if they wanted, they're going to double the surface fleet over the next fucking couple of decades. I'll go from 11 to 26, so it's more than double actually. Fucking the surface fleet. Our submarines go from fucking 6 to 12, so they're doubling the size of that. And there's going to be also fucking 10 optionally crewed fucking missile boats that we'll fucking make and fucking bring into the fleet. So it'll be like a total of 36 surface warships, fucking, and 12 submarines. So that's more than doubling the size of the Navy already. So that's fucking.
And on top, getting
I think fucking one of the services is going to have to suffer if they're going to fucking. I think, like, realistically, like the Army, like realistically, like I look at us, like fucking England was in World War II, like in during its colonial times, right? Like when it fucking conquered the world. Huge Navy, and like the Air Force was developed after that as a defensive measure to keep everything off its islands, and Navy also. That's exactly what we have.
We don't need an army. We don't need an army.
We do, but it just doesn't have to be as big as the other two.
Yeah.
Right? Like it just needs to be very potent to fucking kick whatever does manage to get, if anything, manage to get past the Navy and Air Force and does make a foothold here, then we have to be able to kick it off. But also, like fucking, you don't like there is like no matter how much people don't like to go into it and stuff like that, like fucking trade and the oil, like we don't have probably enough, like our oil apparently is shitty, right? If fucking someone was to trade block us, like you got to go over and take that battle to someone else, right? And the Army, Navy and Air Force has got to do that. So like, I don't know, like if we're going to shrink the Army, it has to be fucking very high end and very well protected, because you can't afford to fucking replace well-trained people within the time frame of a war. Like, so if we're going to have a small army and we would lose half of that in a fucking big bang, like that'd suck.
I think our Air Force is worth more, Monty. Our most valuable
Air Force,
our Air Force.
Air Force definitely, Navy for sure, because it also carries the long-range stick, working with Tomahawk cruise missiles and stuff like that. Because our Navy, like our Air Force, like unless we decide to buy some other bomber and stuff like that, it takes too much effort to try and project our Air Force away from the continent. Like they don't have the range.
But thankfully, we don't have any, but we do have access to some that are here.
Yeah, but that just doesn't get to be used on our will, though. Like that it's only ever used in a joint thing.
Yeah, which is reasonable. I think it'd be reasonable to say we should
be able to use
anything that's here. Anything that you bring here, we should be able to use. As long as we keep up the maintenance on it after that, you know.
Yeah, but we don't have the people flying them and that stuff like that. It's them actually here flying and stuff like that. So we don't have access to even fucking training.
Remember they got wiped out? They got a whole crew wiped out, US crew, with the Hercules practicing here in Sydney. There in Sydney. I don't know if you remember that. Because the Americans drive, like you're saying. So if anything happens, they're held responsible. But still, we should have access to all of that. I like these kinds of strategic talks, actually.
I think sort of we should be on fucking self-sufficient and that sort of stuff. Like fucking, I like the fact that Australia's got involved in the precision guide and fucking future precision guided fucking PRSM missile, like that's fired out of ATACMS. Like, it'll have a range of 1,000 nautical miles plus, like that, a ballistic missile. Which will be able to take out ships and stuff like that. So if we've got a good enough fucking ISR platforms to be able to spy up to the north and see any approaching fleet that's coming to invade us, or fucking Air Force that's coming down to Nocting. But then we have to upgrade on all our missile defense as well. We've got nothing that can shoot down missiles.
Well, we've got those verticals coming in the sub soon, right? And in the unmanned. Got,
but they won't be able, like our ship, actually 3 ships, like fucking air warfare destroyers, like Canberra, Hobart class. So Hobart's one of them. Sydney and Canberra, there might be the 3. No, Canberra's an LHD, one of the big flat tops. Anyway, the 3 air warfare destroyers with the Aegis combat systems and the Spy 1D radar on them, they can just shoot down ballistic missiles. But I don't think Australia's ordered fucking the SM fucking 6. So I think we have plans to maybe put the SM6 on there because Australia's fucking being integrated into that global missile defense system for North Korea and China, like with South Korea, Japan.
So that
United
means
States,
if anyone fires on us,
America.
there's an automatic. That means if anyone fires on us, there'll be an automatic recognition of that's been fired, even though. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it should all be linked and they'll all be able to fucking queue. Whoever's got the best shot will be able to queue the shot at it and stuff. But as soon as they're launched, yes, they'll be detected. But unless we buy the missiles, it's no good just detecting them to shoot the things down. So
That SM6 or whatever, that was in that fucking war game that guy put on YouTube.
Yep.
They're pretty into it, and I'm pretty sure he was saying that we are getting it. Like that's why he put it in there. He's like sure that we're getting it. You know?
I am pretty sure there is an order for it and stuff like that, but I don't think it arrives for a few years yet. Even though we could probably buy them straight away, just all the contractual shit that makes it. And because, like, if we got them straight away, it'd take it out of the US, fucking like their stocks. If we would have asked for them straight away, because all ones have been made for them so far. SM3 has a fucking capability to take out ballistic. SM2 also, but only on its fucking like terminal phase. And SM2 can only take out ballistic missiles on the terminal phase. That's what they're using to shoot down the Houthi ballistic missiles, the anti-ship ballistic missiles that the Houthis are firing. They're using SM2s to shoot them down. We do have SM2s, but I don't really trust them. And again, I wouldn't be wasting until intercontinental ballistic missile with nukes is on its terminal phase because it's already released its fucking multiple re-entry vehicles. That'd suck. So we need something like Patriot. Australia needs to buy and invest into Patriot. We've got NASAMS, but that's only like realistic for fucking anti-helicopters, anti-planes, maybe drones, like large drones, not little ones.
I think US is having a
We'll have
trouble.
a cruise missile. It'll be able to take out cruise missiles, but not ballistic missiles. NASAMS. So we need something like Patriot for sure.
It's in fair demand at the moment. That thing, Patriot. Most of
Yeah,
stock is going to Israel. Hey, Cloud.
North Korea, not North, South Korea's developed their own fucking sort of version, an indigenous version of fucking Patriot to, because the only Patriots there are American owned, right? So Americans are fucking running them in South Korea, and South Korea want its own fucking ability to do what it wants. So it's fucking used Patriot technology and stuff, but built its own fucking missile. They call it LSAM. And goes along with KSAM, which is the shorter range one that must take out the cruise missiles and stuff like that. But fucking long bigger missiles, like a 3-stage missile to hit ballistic missiles in their terminal phase. Hey Google, planning, advice, February.
See that CIA guy thing on YouTube telling people about the CIA. I think he released a video recently if I can leave America by 2030 or something.
No, what CIA guy?
He left the CIA and now he's on YouTube. Or he does have a job, but he does YouTube as well, social media. He talks about what the CIA do and how people misinterpret what the CIA is. They got in
Who
talk.
was he in the CIA though?
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah.
Who was he though in there? Who was he? Like, there's heaps of cunts that
Oh, I don't
work
know,
for the
but
CIA. It doesn't mean they know anything.
he was also Petraeus. Petraeus is in the CIA. He's heading it or something.
Yeah,
And
Petraeus is the new director.
yeah, he was their mates, and he's his training partner. Whenever they were doing training, they'd always make sure they met up.
If it was that bad, I'd say Petraeus quitting. That dude's got some integrity.
Fucking
He resigned when he was head general, fucking leading fucking the mission in Iraq. He's the one who fixed Iraq during the insurgency, and then went to Afghanistan. But then fucking because government was fucking him around, he sort of went public to the news and got in trouble with it. They wanted fucking court martial on him and that, and then so he just retired, quit. Jamming up your ass. Not going to do the like. Let us fight the war and fucking not die.
yeah, he said he regrets doing the war. He spent 8 years away from his family for what in the end he seen as nothing. Not worth it. You can't make a relationship with your adult child or that's it. But yeah, basically just missed his family. Because of the screw around, he doesn't see the value in what he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't probably feel like that at the time.
No, this is
sacrifice that family time.
Yeah.
Is that the CIA guy or Petraeus?
No, it's Petraeus. He was talking. They asked him about Petraeus, and they started talking about bits of it, and that came up. Yeah.
So it was him talking for Petraeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably just feels like that because of the way Afghanistan ended, because the dude could have fixed Afghanistan as well. Fucking probably got a good outcome for the West if fucking they had let him do it the way he fixed Iraq.
Wow. Oh, sorry. I keep thinking I'm not on mute. I don't know how it gets on mute. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm just reading some emails. Sorry, I was talking out loud.
I thought when he was being introduced, I thought he was like just found on the street or something, but his family were military. He was straight in the military from school or whatever to military. And then during something where they were going to transfer him or something, someone seen his record, and instead of putting him over there, they took him in there for an interview. It's pretty weird, fucking weird joint. The type of people that they look for. But they say you've got to be damaged, but not too damaged. You got to be. But you got to not care about people's feelings or some shit. But at the same time, not care too much, so you can still do your work. Because you got to take interest in these people that you scamming, that you're directing to do these things, and trying to find stuff out about.
winning the hearts and minds of, just to betray them.
And did you know that the
Oh, maybe not.
the CIA aren't under any rules in the United States because they don't work in the they don't work against the United States people. They only work against foreign countries, so America don't care what they do. He goes, someone once asked him, do they feel bad for selling drugs to fund some shit that on some operation? He goes, no. Because it saved Americans, keeps America safe.
It's not like they started to be a drug business. They just fucking capitalised on it. What was already there. And the fucking
They
the means they had to fucking transport the shit in and out of the country without getting questioned. They just had fucking, the ability to take advantage of that and fucking fund the government's interests and fucking maybe a couple of their own because they could have foresight or fucking saw wrongly in some cases, maybe even fucking save them asking for more taxpayer and pay money to fucking do the rest of it if they got half of it done with illegal money.
He was talking about doing that in other countries, though. He's not selling it to Americans or anything.
Yeah, that's where a lot of it come back to, though.
Yeah. But
they can't sit there and say that's not what happened because it is exactly where it come back to. The drugs mostly all went to fucking America.
See, he's only your age, and fucking. So he was in there when it was old, and then when it changed. And you reckon it's better now that it's changed because there's accountability. You reckon in the old days they could be hurting Americans and not know it because they could just do whatever they wanted and there was no accountability. So it was just like throwing spaghetti on a wall. You just do whatever you want and see what happens. At least now when you come up with a mission, someone holds you accountable for it.
I think that was always the way. Always that fucking dude when I went down for fucking the Contra fucking shit, selling guns to Contra, selling to fucking Iran, just to get their people. Oh fucking yeah, killing the Contra, so fucking they could get their people back from Iran. He went down for that.
They changed
the Apparently said he'd do it again too. Apparently, they say they did.
Yeah, they changed it after the 9/11.
I don't know about that either, though, because fucking during the Afghan war, when fucking the West was going around with their soldiers slashing the fuck out of poppy fields and stuff, but yet fucking Afghanistan was supplying 200% of the fucking world's fucking 200%, 200% more than the world's fucking want for heroin. So where was that coming from if we were going around slashing the fuck out of it?
I'm not saying drug deals don't go on, Mikey. I'm saying fucking they changed the CIA so each mission would have accountability instead of no one knowing what the mission was except for the guy who came up with the mission.
I think that still goes on. I think that still goes on because they just departmentalize fucking areas of interest. Like there's an Africa fucking CENTCOM where they fucking deal with all missions inside Africa, and that doesn't come back to America. Like fucking probably afterwards.
CIA do not operate in America.
CIA do.
No, they don't. Ask them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They don't. That's why they're under no rules because they don't do anything in America that will hurt any civilian. It's only for foreign.
Who do you think counters foreign spies in America?
FBI.
No.
Yeah, FBI.
CIA.
The CIA is for foreign. The FBI is for internal. This is another reason why they changed it.
And fucking Federal Bureau of Investigation's more fucking internal on their own people.
After 2001, after that inquest or whatever they did into it, they blamed the CIA and the FBI. They said that they would have had foresight, but the two agencies don't work together because one's foreign and one's domestic.
No, they compete with each other and don't want to share information.
Yeah, or they go,
CIA, all of the fucking NSA.
That's why the NSA was created. That's the intermediary between the two. So
NSA doesn't have anything to do with human intelligence, though. It's just all crypto intelligence. It's fucking
and it's the intermediary
communications intelligence.
It's the bit that brings the FBI and the CIA's information together, so they don't confuse things like that again.
It just chooses which one of them get the fucking relevant information they have.
But someone actually in an authority position who's not in the FBI or the CIA looks at it, where before they would decide whose was better. And then the FBI would go, that's good info. The CIA saying, no, that's good info. And then when the FBI would give them something, they go, that's shit info. Yeah. So now there's a department that just grabs the info and goes, all right, that's relevant, and does something about it instead of arguing which is better or not. These are the changes that they made. Again, I'm not saying they're not doing what they did beforehand. I'm just telling you what changes they say they made to it.
These changes didn't happen. I don't think fucking that's how it really works either.
Well, that's what the FBI is. It's the domestic. Basically,
it's Federal Bureau of Investigation.
It's basically it investigates its own people. The CIA is for outside.
Yeah, exactly. CIA does but the CIA does the spying on the fucking diplomats of other countries when they're in America.
They can do whatever they want to anyone else because they're not doing it to Americans. That's why America doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying though. That's what I meant. Like that's what I said. They do the spying. They do the human intel. So they spy inside of America, just not on Americans. They spy on fucking other countries' diplomats.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what I was saying.
Like little communities of different peoples, different people from different countries. They look inside those communities because they call them beachheads. Yeah. If there's a big enough community from a certain country together, that country can sneak spies in there, and people don't even fucking know. They just think it's new people moving into the community. So they'll always look, if there's a group of people from a country all sort of living in one area, they'll always look in there to make sure that no spies are infiltrated in.
So they're always watching fucking like the cunts that are fucking attached to the like embassies and stuff, because most attaches are fucking usually from the spy agencies of their countries. And one or two of them would be proper diplomats, but all the other cunts that are supposed secretaries or just runners of fucking information around fucking other places of their fucking business are usually fucking spies. And they'll be trying to fucking make friends with fucking local people and find out information and stuff like that. And that's what our own spy agencies are there to counter that kind of shit. And then if somebody's caught fucking talking, that's when the FBI comes in and arrests them. Because that's a domestic person fucking cooperating with fucking a foreign person. So the CIA will seize the foreign person, put them on a plane, pick them out because they've got diplomatic immunity usually. There's some spy that hasn't fucking, that the other country denies they haven't got anything to do with. Like the Marine that's sitting in America and the fucking, that big drug lord dude, not drug lord, the gun fucking dude, fucking the dealer of death, fucking Russian guy that got swapped for Brittany Griner. I can't believe she got fucking, that Marine dude got left behind fucking in that trade.
Yeah, they want to do that.
That Russian dude was worth fucking 3 or 4 people, and that one Russian dude was worth so much more than him.
Oh, yeah.
Bradley Greener.
That guy who was on that Flagrant show, he's trying to get his last mission declassified so he can talk about it. Yeah, that Flagrant dude's going, you're in the CIA still, aren't you? Hey, Tasman. He goes, no, I'm not. He goes, if they ever call me up, I'll tell them anything they want to know.
G'day.
And that's another thing they changed. When you're in the CIA before 2001, when you got secret clearances, you had them for life. And then what people would do is they'd go up the ranks, get all these clearances, leave, join a company. The company would use those clearances to find things out.
Yeah.
So now your clearance lasts for 2 years unless the government reinstate it. Private companies can still do certain things to allow you to have certain clearances, but other than that, yeah, fucking they disappear after 2 years. So you leave CIA, clearances go.
It's good to see you, Monty. Good to see you, PTP. I'm glad I
too,
caught
mate.
you at the tail end of the live. I don't know how long you're going to be for, but I want to have a private chat with you, PTP, at the end for like 5 seconds. Tell you something I learned today that you probably already learned and you already knew. Monty can hear. Monty is always welcome to hear it, but it's just not for the public. Anyway.
I don't know about spying on each other so much, fucking Marky. Like, fucking, we obviously fucking, because like half of the information within the Five Eyes is for one eyes only. Can be for 3 eyes out of the 5 eyes. Can be for 2 eyes out of the 5 eyes only.
What about the II?
Australian eyes only, American eyes only, UK eyes only. Fucking. So we do keep information from each other and stuff like that as well, but we also share most of it. And I suppose like it's always good to let know what others are doing because fucking in Soviet times, Britain, Australia, New Zealand was seen as the soft underbelly to get into American intelligence. We were seen as the weak links. That gave out American that you could bribe us, UK, Australian, New Zealanders.
When you tell me that, I'm like,
easily
oh
than
yeah, that
American.
sounds reasonable. That sounds like it would be the case. That's funny. Loose lip sync ships. I saw someone wearing a t-shirt
Exactly.
in Coles, and that was the t-shirt.
All the honey traps that used to get set back in the day too. Just
I was watching something where this dude in America, he was like a diplomat or whatever, German, he'd been there for a while. Just before they were before Pearl Harbor. So before Pearl Harbor, this dude's inciting the Japanese to attack America, and he's contacting Mexico, telling them what day some shit's going to go down, and they should invade the United States and take back Texas and fucking.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention Nicolas Cage before when I was talking about that gun dude because fucking Nicolas Cage is a fucking freak.
The British intercepted that message, like code. They broke the code or whatever. But it was American code, so they didn't want to tell the Americans how they got it, but they needed to tell the Americans this information.
Yep.
So they found another place where this information existed. They sent a dude to Mexico, and they found where it was relayed, and they said they got it from there.
Oh yeah.
America fucking kicked that dude straight out. Fucking.
Yeah. So it was integral in fucking busting fair few spy rings here. Fucking in the Cold War.
Hit that like, ladies and gentlemen.
Soviet spy ring was trying to infiltrate fucking the atomic bomb tests.
Oh, dude.
They held in the desert.
They look back on that now. So many of them people work for Russia. They had no idea. Like, man.
What, the American ones?
Well, no, they weren't Americans. Them scientists in that joint, dude, they were They were
American
European.
test, though, the
All over-
American nuclear test.
Yeah, at the site that Oppenheimer built.
Yeah.
Where they have
Most of the people that they were found to be spies there that worked for the communists were usually British, though.
they found
British Jews.
before, but it was well after they'd all gone home.
Yeah, yep. The dude was caught like fucking about 8 years afterwards, fucking after the bomb. Because like when the Russians first tested their bombs and stuff like that, and the Yanks managed to get a sketch design plans, it was exactly the same as what they'd done. And they were like, there's no way they've managed to fucking build the bomb exactly the same way we did. Right? And that, so they knew it had to have come fucking from inside like that. And so they started hunting through. Hence why Oppenheimer ended up copping the fucking flack he did as well, because he was against the bomb at that stage. And like he thought that everyone should have it if they were going to have it as well. Even though he didn't ever share any in secrets, like fucking because of his attitude was what made people have fucking doubts on him.
Shout out to
Nah.
Google E. Shout out to Mark Zuckerturd. Boy, Mark Zuckerturd said, I think the term
Yeah,
you're
no,
looking for
British.
is warlord.
Then there was like the British fucking Five or
Warlord
fucking
Art.
something like that fucking through the 60s and stuff like that. The Cambridge Five or something. They were fucking professors at Cambridge in UK. A few big spy ring. Half of them fled to Russia and lived their lives out there. A couple got arrested. I think one managed to get off because they didn't have enough proof on him or something like that. And then he fled to Russia afterwards.
Hey, Monty, do you know anything about like the Japanese genocide? It's similar to like the Holocaust. I can't remember what it's called. It's like 715 or some shit. What's it called?
Who
My girl-
perpetrated that? The Chinese
TikTok.
or the?
Who
It
did
was the
they? Who was holocausted?
Who?
Who got holocausted?
So what happened was the Japanese did some Nazi eugenics levels tests where they were putting, humans, live human test subjects. They were testing things on humans, like freezing them so that their hands would get frostbitten, and then trying to reanimate the frostbitten body parts and other things. So putting them into all these through vigorous torture. It's not even torture. They just were testing things. And the point is, the only reason we know that this exists is because the US, or no, fucking I think Vietnam, one Asian country raided the other country because this is so terrible, and they invaded. And then the US got a hold of this information and they kept it secret, or something along those lines. They made a deal with the US, and yeah, I'll fucking try and find it. But yeah, it's really a secret.
I do
version
know
of the
about it. Yeah, I do know
I mean,
about it.
you've
It's not
heard
that
about it.
it wasn't secret
I heard
in my
about
day either. Like I don't know why. Like it seems
Well,
to be
you're 100%
hard to
right. It's
find
just
for people
known,
nowadays, but it wasn't secret
Yeah.
for me.
because
The
people
rape
don't
of
think about that
Nanking.
stuff. Yeah.
The rape of Nanking is a fucking famous thing where Japanese just went around bayoneting fucking hundreds of thousands of people in the city, Chinese people in the city, after they leveled it, bombing it. They also like set up germ experimentation on Chinese POWs and stuff. But like, yeah, they
that's
just
what it was. They were doing a lot of
they
shit
used
like
to just bayonet practice on them. Like it was always better. And instead of picking up a dead body and practice and stabbing that, they always preferred to get a few Chinese and tie them up against a pole and practice bayoneting someone who's alive. Kill them. And they did it.
That's full on.
What they did to China. That's why China holds so much of a grudge against Japan and carries on a lot whenever Japan changes their constitution about being a Japanese self-defense force, which the West imposed on them. China didn't impose anything on Japan.
You're a wealth of knowledge, Monty. For the better, not for the worse. Oh my god.
But we did allow them to get off war crimes for the experimentation they did and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because it also helped what we were starting to do anyway in our own labs back in
Yeah.
America.
That's exactly it, Monty.
They would release a bubonic plague with fleas and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the one
Yeah.
I was talking about. They definitely did that. They gave people the plague. The plague.
There's footage of it. There's actually footage of it I've seen and stuff like that. I've seen footage of it. All that.
tried to
I
do
think
that
that's
shit.
why the Chinese were so paranoid in the Korean War that the West was doing it. They accused the West of going around dropping like crates of flies that were apparently carrying diseases and spreading diseases and stuff like that. But I dare say it would have been because all the human wave attacks that China carried out and just left their dead around, and that it would have made a huge outbreak of flies everywhere and stuff like that.
Who's
So,
the other one? Oi, King Be Fine, feeling Irie TV. Oz Hashman, are you having apple juice again? Apple juice.
in
Oh, yes.
in the Chinese POW camps where all the Allied troops were kept in China, or in North Korea, and that fucking they actually put a quota on each POW that they had to kill 100 flies a day to be able to get their dinner. So they had to go around squishing
really?
so many flies a day and then have them counted at the end of the day before they could get their feeds.
Poor
So
Kanye
paranoid the Chinese had gotten over it, like that the West. Plus, like a couple of pilots that were shot down, and then I don't know, obviously mind fucked with the torture and stuff like that they'd gone through, because like they'd come out on camera saying that they'd committed human like war crimes by dropping these bombs on fucking Chinese troops and stuff like that, when it wasn't fact. Right? Because they actually made the American government and army trip out and panic, because they were like, how did these people get them to say things they never did? And that they must have some way of torturing people that brainwashes them and implants things. So that what's sort of ended up leading to the Montauk fucking shit. Right? Because of
Get it,
fucking how well the Chinese and Russians fucking managed to get
Yeah.
people to say shit they never ever did,
I know what you're
and
saying.
condemn their own country.
Oi, Cloudy McCloudy. Oh. I want a bong. Bong. Smoke that bong. Put your bong away.
They
All I gotta
had,
say when you tell me what to smoke, I say no
some
way. What are you saying, PTP?
plague bombs to United States, but they fell in unpopulated areas like parklands and shit like that.
What's that?
The Japanese used to try and do that to America as well, but they'd use the airstream, some current that runs from China to America.
Yeah, they would drop fire bombs, right?
Yeah,
On
and
this
like incendiaries, they were bombs.
Incendiary fire bombs. They didn't try and send any bubonic fucking ones over there.
Oh yeah, they were
No germ warfare.
with shit. Yeah, they found like 8 or 13 or something.
They did that years before the Americans learnt about the jet stream too.
Remember the balloon they shot down?
And the balloons, they didn't actually shoot any really down. They landed in fucking Canada, in Western Canada, and fucking Alaska and fucking Oregon or somewhere like that, in really fucking sparsely populated areas. And I think there was some sort of failure with them as well, or by the time they'd got there, the season had changed, so the fires didn't really break out what they intended, because they thought, like, if they got a fair few fires going at the right time of year, it'd be big, massive fire through that forest, and the whole country would be too busy battling fires, saving everybody to be fighting the war.
Remember
I think they had a few problems with altimeters and stuff like that, fucking to even get the balloons across, because they had 3 or 4 attempts at sending waves across, but none of them were ever really successful.
Remember the balloon that they shot down with the Raptor?
Like China's balloon, yeah.
Yeah. Now they're saying that it was a fucking aircraft, like a station. That route, there's nothing out there, so they maintain stations in the atmosphere, like with drones or some shit.
Nothing out there over the top of all America's most sensitive nuclear sites where that thing flew.
The way it came from across the ocean. I reckon that's where the stations for the planes are.
Stations for what planes?
Commercial air travel. They have some fucking station out there, so for when the planes travel that way.
Yeah.
Why would they have something up there that planes could run into?
No, it's for fucking guiding them or communicating with them or all of that
No.
shit.
Nah.
It exists. It's a thing. A few countries have them out there, and fucking now
Yeah, they're all done on radio frequency beacons, though.
now they're saying that thing might have been one of them things. Just
No, the
guiding.
radio frequency beacons are fucking done from the airfields, and it actually fucking when you line up your beep that you're getting from the airfield and on your plane, like you match the beeps to the beeps, the sounds of the beeps, make sure you're going on the right course.
G'day,
Yeah,
Aussie
yeah.
Jeffo.
To the airfield. You can even do a landing on that fucking. You can even do a glide scope landing on that fucking thing
Yeah,
into the
blind.
airfield.
If you're using the right one, you can do it blind if you want. Do it. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. It's for bad weather. It's for bad weather, so you can't see. Yeah, big guide you in.
I didn't know that this existed either, Monk, until I seen this fucking thing. And it's not just China that have them up there. This is apparently it's a known thing that there's stations out there from countries for commercial air travel.
Just amazes me that it was able to do fucking go exactly along where America's fucking most sensitive nuclear sites were, and a sharp right and go down the coastline. What a load of shit.
I was more amazed that there was a station out there that I didn't even know about. That they have balloons that help planes fly. I didn't know that.
How come they've never ever mentioned these things fucking before, ever? The only balloons we ever hear about is atmospheric balloons, so the weather balloons and stuff like that, and fucking these things.
And I go to the air show all the time. I'm pretty enthusiastic about this stuff, and I'd never heard about it till that story.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like bullshit to me. Fucking
Oi,
balloon
shout out to
floating out there to show
VC.
planes where to go. Why? Why would that even be a thing? They've got a compass in their fucking thing, so they just head on the damn heading. Stick to the heading at 30,000 feet or whatever fucking feet they're set at, and they'll get to where they're going. Why would they need fucking balloons out in the middle there? And Charles Lindbergh crossed the ocean before there was
Google
fucking
Eats
balloons.
talking shit.
And he
You don't
did.
pay that much for consultations and for weed. Google E talking that shit. That's so funny. He's only staring. Google E. You guys keep talking. It's all good. Oh, the Steve O. He's got a good comment. That's a good one worth talking about. More so than Google E's one. But it's good to see Google E. It's always good to see Google E. Monty on
Who's
bond.
paying that much? Who is paying that much, though?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if you go through bloody, what's it called? What's that one Julian went through back in the time? Dispensed. Yeah, don't go through them. Fucking jeez. Dispense those
What
bongs.
is 50? How do you pay $1,500 in consultations in a month?
Yeah, he's talking shit. He's
Calling
Yeah.
him like 10 months.
You're getting rorted at some point.
That
Some
sounds like, yeah.
Do you know what someone told me? I told them to get on the medical. They hopped on the medical, and then they had a consultation with the one I go through. And they're like, "Listen, I'm a grower. You know, I don't really need the medical. I just want it for, you know, what's it called, legal reasons, as in so that they can drive and all this shit with THC in their system." And then the people on the phone are like, "Listen, we can't do that. You got to be a patient, otherwise we can't prescribe you this." And then so they were trying to get them to do frequent 1 a month consultations, and this guy's like, "Look, I'm not going to go through that. I can't afford to do 1 a month." Because here's the point, like I was saying to him, if you've got a script, right, I've got a script right now. It lasts 6 months, so it's valid for 6 months. You only have to go twice a year, right? Or even fucking order weed 4 times a year, one every 3 months, and you get a strain that you can't grow yourself, but some cunt has grown it to perfection. You get to try something different, and it's cheap, and it's nothing wrong with it. But he's convinced that he just wants to not hop on the medical, not have any privileges, not have any legal perks, and just grow his own because he's got too much weed to grow, like at home that he's already grown. And so there's nothing wrong with that, but he's just got a misconception on how the medical actually works. Like, because the way that he approached joining the medical wasn't the right way. Like, it's fucking, I don't know, like, it's one of those things. I don't know. He was telling them that he has too much weed. He doesn't need their weed. Like, they're not going to prescribe you weed for that reason. They'll tell you, like, what the fuck are you doing here then? Because they're not going to give you a prescription so that you have legal okay. You know what I mean? You've got to go through the
Just giving
medical.
it for
and
you
then-
for a legal fucking loophole.
Does that make sense though, Monty? Like, just go through the medical. Don't tell them that you're doing it for the
No,
fucking.
you don't go
It's
tell
like-
them you grow and you've got heaps of pot in your fucking house and don't
Like,
need that
isn't
pot.
that a
I
little
just
bit
need a
silly?
legal
Isn't that a
loophole.
little bit silly? Anyone who
That's
has that
stupid.
amount of weed might not even do that, you know?
That's putting me up disease, mate. And that is.
Anyway, it's just fact. It's one of those things. Because it doesn't take much to go through my pharmacy, right? And say, let's put it this way. I'll give you an estimate. You pay $150 for your first consultation, and then what? You pay $75 one more time. So you could do 2 consultations at minimum in 1 year, and then you've ordered weed twice in 1 year. And if you live in Tasmania, your prescriptions are valid for those, for the 6 months that they're valid, so you can drive with THC in your system because it doesn't fucking, like, it's one of those things. Like, it's just fine. So, but he had this misconception that he had to go back and do a consultation every month, otherwise his prescription would be invalid. And they can set a fucking, what's it called? I think they can make the prescription last shorter, but there's a limit to how long they can make a prescription last. And usually it's 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would make it shorter. So it makes no sense. Why don't they just fucking anyway?
Countertrack Golden Boy Topaz, Blackberry Punch, and Afghan Hash, $600.
With all the
How
strains
many
that are on the
grams
medical,
is
you're
that?
telling me you don't
How
want
many
to try
grams
2
is that?
a year?
Google all up. How many is
2
that
a
all
year.
up? How many grams is all that, Google? Were they all 10-gram tubs?
Yeah.
Because if
'Cause,
it
like,
was, that's fucking paying $600 for 30 grams. That's fucking harsh.
if it
But
was
if you've never
nationwide,
been paying $1,500 for fucking
yeah, he's
consultations,
pulling our leg. He's pulling our leg. If it was nationwide rather than just Tasmania, because Tasmania you can drive with THC in your system, not under the influence, and that's for the public. Anyone who's on the medical, anyone can hop on the medical right now and then get that privilege. But if you live in Victoria, it's a private testing with restricted select few people. So only in Tasmania you can hop on the medical and drive with THC in your system. So I think it's
you
a piece
can't
of
in
mind.
Victoria for it. There's no select few
Yeah.
people that get away with it
No,
either in Victoria.
no. Look, they did do a thing. I'm pretty sure if you look into it, it's not even. It's not the public. It's a private test. You fucking got to look into it. I don't know the details about it, but it came up in the fucking. Suss that. Take 10 seconds to give it a Google. I can't Google it now. I'm on the live.
The laws are if it's detected in your system, cannabis patient
Yeah,
or
in
not, you'll
Victoria,
get
it's not law. No, you're right. You're right. But the thing is, they did put something through that they're trying to test to see if they can
Oh, they
implement
are
it.
trying to hope that they can
Yeah.
come up with a test to fucking get it fucking so it's not just detection. It
You got to
comes
look
up like
into
it
what
will
I'm
be
trying
a
to quote. I don't
fucking
know what I'm trying to quote. I'm just
um,
quoting something that I don't know that much about. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you
paraphrasing. Yeah,
to look
no,
into
I
it.
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Like you're just paraphrasing what you heard, and I did hear
That's
the same
exactly what
thing.
I was
Right? That they're doing a test. That they're trying to come up with a test to try and figure out impairment instead of just detection.
It needs to be nationwide. It can't just be Tassie. Tassie's good. There's nothing wrong with it.
Cannabis patients should be exempt from being tested. Cocksuckers. The government patient, like the government fucking licensed, Victorian licensed doctors, so fucking they can't be handing out a part fucking medication that's going to get you punished. It's fucking bullshit. It's contradictory.
It is weird.
Well, what can we say?
90 grams of flour and 6 grams of egg.
Google E is troll teasing. I'm so stoned. Oh, you've been going for 2 hours. The hour of power.
Go feed cow. Bring the horse in and go feed the cow.
Yeah, I just finished my last bong, we'll call it.
Bong on. Cheers, everybody in the chat. Hit that bong, hit that like.
Hey, Bruno.
Thanks for all coming through.
Yeah, good to see everyone. Thanks for popping in, having a chat, having a bong. We'll see you all on the next one.
Bong on. Time for 2 more.